I am Reed. I am 27, just an average dude. I've made tons of money mistakes in my 20s, and now I want to share everything I've learned to help you take control of your finances and your life. All right, so I want to do something a little different today. I've been getting flooded with emails over the past few weeks, and I mean like genuinely flooded, and there were so many good questions in there that I thought it would be stupid not to share my answers with everyone. So I picked two that really stood out to me, and I want to break them down step by step. I am going to read them out loud and then give you my honest opinion. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just real talk, like we sitting down having a beer or whatever you drink. Let us get into it. First question. I got this from a 19-year-old kid working in a warehouse. Let me read it to you exactly how he wrote it. Hi, I recently came across your video about retiring by 30, and it really resonated with me. I am 19 years old, currently working a warehouse job, and I've managed to save up around 80 grand by living extremely frugally and investing as much as possible. I've been grinding hard, working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day with the goal of achieving financial freedom, so I don't have to work until I am 65. What I really want is the freedom to do what I want, when I want, however I want. But I've been struggling to take action on potential business ideas. I have ideas, but I often hold back from pursuing them. What advice would you give to someone in my situation? Okay, first off, 80 grand at 19 years old. Let that sink in for a second. When I was 19, I was probably $3,000 in credit card debt, eating ramen noodles and buying stuff I didn't need with money I didn't have. So if you are watching this and you are anywhere close to that number, or even if you are at 10 grand at 19, you are doing something right. Like, pat yourself on the back, seriously. That is discipline that most grown adults do not have. But here's the thing, and I need you to listen closely because this is where it gets real. You are working 72 hours a week in a warehouse. You are grinding your body into the ground, and yes, you are stacking cash, but at what cost? I have been there. Not in a warehouse specifically, but I have done the grind where you trade your time and your health for money, and I promise you it is not sustainable. The problem is when you get used to that lifestyle, when you get used to making that much money from just trading hours, you start to feel trapped. You think if I stop working, I lose everything, and that, my friend, is not financial freedom. That is a golden cage. So here's what I would tell that kid and anyone else in the same boat. Number one, you have already proven you can save money. That is the easy part. The hard part now is learning how to make money without trading your time. And there is really only one way to do that. You have to learn how to sell. I know everyone hates the word sales. They think it is slimy or pushy or whatever. But here's the truth. Every single successful person on this planet knows how to sell. You sell your boss on why you deserve a raise. You sell a client on why they should hire you. You sell a girl or a guy on why they should go on a date with you. Sales is literally the engine of everything. And for you specifically working in a warehouse, you do not have a lot of transferable skills that are going to get you out of there. That sounds harsh, but it is true, and I think you already know that, which is why you reached out. You need to build a skill that allows you to work from anywhere doing anything you want, and sales is that skill. You can learn cold email, you can learn cold calling, you can learn LinkedIn outreach. There are so many free resources on YouTube alone that teach you exactly how to do this. I made a whole video about it last week. Actually, go check it out if you want the step-by-step. But here's the thing that nobody tells you. Learning sales is uncomfortable. You are going to hear no 100 times before you hear one. Yes, you are going to feel like a failure. You are going to want to quit and go back to the warehouse because it is easier. And that is exactly why most people never escape. They choose comfort over growth and they stay stuck for 40 years. Do not be that person. Now, the second option, and I want to be fair here because I know some people are going to say, well, what about starting a business directly? If you really want to start your own thing right now, pick one idea, just one, and make it service-based. Service-based businesses have almost zero startup costs. You do not need inventory. You do not need a website. You do not need anything except your own two hands and a willingness to work. Landscaping, power washing, window cleaning, painting. You can start any of these for basically nothing and start making money within a week. But again, even with these businesses, you need sales. You need to knock on doors. You need to talk to people. You need to convince them to give you their money. So guess what? We are back to square one. Learn to sell. Now, I want to address something else that I see in this question. He said he struggles to take action on business ideas. He has ideas, but he holds back. Man, I felt that one deep because that was me for so long. I had so many ideas. I wanted to start a wholesaling business. I wanted to sell cars online. I wanted to connect business owners with private equity firms. I tried all of it, and honestly, most of it failed. But here's the secret that nobody tells you. You do not need to have the perfect idea. You just need to start somewhere. Action kills fear. The more you sit around thinking about what could go wrong, the more paralyzed you become. So just pick something, anything, and start even if it is ugly. Even if it fails, you will learn more from 1 week of doing than a year of thinking. I also want to talk about that 80 grand you have saved up, this incredible pile of money, and that is amazing. But I want you to think about something. Money sitting in a bank account is not working for you. Inflation is eating away at it every single day. So while you are trying to decide what to do, take a portion of that money and invest it in yourself. Buy courses, buy books, hire a mentor. The best investment you will ever make is in your own skills because nobody can take that away from you. If you lose your job tomorrow, your savings will run out eventually, but your skills will keep feeding you forever. And one more thing, You are 19 years old. Do you realize how much time you have? You could fail at everything for the next 5 years and still be ahead of most people your age. The problem is we are so scared of wasting time that we end up wasting it anyway by doing nothing. So stop overthinking and start moving. Learn sales. Start a side hustle, invest in yourself, build your exit out of that warehouse job. And keep living frugally while you do it, because that cash buffer is your freedom fund. It is what gives you the ability to take risks that other people cannot. Use it wisely. All right, moving on to question number 2, because this one also hit close to home. This is from a 23-year-old guy finishing up his associate's degree working as a substitute teacher. He says he makes around $3,600 to $3,800 a month, sometimes more with bonuses. He has been at this job for almost 3 years. He does not spend money on anything flashy. He lives with his parents, has a 2009 Honda Civic that he plans to drive until it dies, and he has saved over 40 grand. Then recently, he moved into an apartment with his girlfriend for $1,800 a month, all utilities included except electric and Wi-Fi, and they go half on everything. Reason for moving is because his stepdad and him had issues and he could not do it anymore. He has no loans at all, just rent and bills. He wants to know what to do with his savings and eventually wants to leave his job for something better in graphic design and marketing. Okay, first off, respect on the Civic. I mean, that genuinely, there is something so freeing about driving a paid-off car into the ground. When I was your age, I made the dumbest mistake I possibly could have made. I bought an older BMW because I thought it would make me look cool. Within days, it had mechanical issues, and I was dumping money into a car that I could not even afford to fix properly. Do not be like me. That Civic will take you anywhere you need to go, and it does not cost you a penny in car payments. That alone is worth more than any luxury car could ever give you. Now let me talk about your situation, man, because it is actually really solid. Your income is decent, your expenses are low, you have no debt, and you have 40 grand saved up. That puts you in a position that most people your age would kill for. Seriously, I know it does not feel like it, because you are probably comparing yourself to people on Instagram who look like they have everything figured out. But trust me, they are probably drowning in debt. You are in a really good spot. But here's where I want to challenge you. You have been a substitute teacher for almost 3 years. You are comfortable, and comfort is the enemy of growth. I know because I have been there. I had a job that was fine. You know, it paid the bills, it was not terrible, but it was not taking me anywhere either. And I stayed way longer than I should have because it was easy and safe. Moving out because of issues with your stepdad, that was your push. That was the thing that forced you to level up. And as much as it sucked in the moment that friction is probably going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, it was for me. So here's what I would tell you. First, take full advantage of tax-advantaged accounts. If you are in the US, open a Roth IRA and start contributing as much as you can. The money you put in now at 23 will compound like crazy by the time you are my age, and even more by retirement. Set up a recurring investment into a basic index fund that tracks the SP 500. Vanguard has good options. Set it and forget it. Do not check it every day. Just let it grow. But here's the more important part, and I know you are not going to want to hear this because nobody ever does. The best investment you can make right now is not in the stock market. It is in yourself. You want to get into graphic design and marketing. That is a killer field, but you need skills and you need a portfolio. So instead of dumping all your extra cash into an investment account right now, take some of it and invest in learning. Take online courses, buy books, find a mentor. There are so many people out there doing exactly what you want to do who are sharing everything for free on YouTube. Consume that content like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. And here's the thing about graphic design and marketing. You do not have to quit your job to start building experience. You can freelance on the side, start with small projects for friends or family, or even offer to work for free for your first couple clients just to build a portfolio. That is what I did. I worked for free for my first client just so I could get a case study, and then once I had proof that I could deliver results, I started charging real money. You can do the exact same thing. Make logos, make social media graphics, run small ad campaigns. Just start doing it. The worst thing you can do is wait until you feel ready, because you will never feel ready. Another thing I want to say about your car situation, keep that Civic rolling for as long as you can. I cannot stress this enough. A car payment is one of the biggest wealth killers for people in their 20s. You see all these guys driving brand new trucks and fancy SUVs, and you think, man, that must be nice. But I promise you, they are paying $600, $700, $800 a month just to look cool. That money could be going into your future. So keep the Civic, drop the jealousy, and laugh all the way to the bank. Now about your rent situation, $1,800 split with your girlfriend, so you are paying, what, $900 a month. That is incredibly cheap for an apartment. And since all utilities except electric and Wi-Fi are included, your monthly expenses are probably under $1,500 all in. That is insane. You have so much room to save and invest and grow. Do not waste that. Be smart with it. But I also want to say something about the relationship side of things, because nobody talks about this. Moving in with a partner changes the financial dynamic completely. Make sure you guys are on the same page about money. Have the hard conversations now before they become problems later. Talk about savings goals, spending habits, and what you want your future to look like. It is not the sexiest conversation in the world, I know, but it will save you a lot of heartache down the road. So to sum up what I would do if I were you, max out that Roth IRA, keep some cash in a high-yield savings account for emergencies. Invest the rest of that 40 grand into yourself. Take courses on graphic design, learn copywriting, learn how to run ads, build a portfolio on the side while you keep your job. And when you have enough clients coming in, then and only then do you quit the substitute teaching gig. Do not quit too early because that pressure will crush you. Build the bridge before you burn the old one. And one last thing for both of these guys and for anyone watching who feels stuck or unsure, you are doing so much better than you think you are. The fact that you care enough to ask these questions means you are already ahead of most people. Most people never even think about this stuff. They just float through life letting things happen to them. But you are here actively trying to build something better that counts for a lot. Keep living below your means, invest in yourself, learn the skill of sales or marketing or whatever it is that gets you excited, and give yourself permission to fail. Because you are going to fail a few times before you figure it out. I sure did, and I am still figuring it out. But that is the whole point, man. The journey is messy and uncomfortable and full of setbacks, but if you keep showing up and keep learning, you will get there eventually. All right, so with question number 1, the 19-year-old warehouse worker, I really want to drive this home one more time because I think it is that important. You have money, but money without direction is just a number. The real goal here is not just to have a big bank account.